Are Ice Age's depletion lands becoming an actual bargain for value? Can they be used properly in a commander deck? Let's take a look. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy this content today, and if you do enjoy it, smash that subscribe button. Join in the fun. It's free to do. I love to see comments in the comment section. Love to see new subscribers joining because it gets us closer to that goal of 10,000 subscribers, and the party we're going to have when we get there will be epic. So before we get started today, a reminder, this is an entertainment channel. I'm not a financial advisor. You need financial help? Go seek out a financial advisor somewhere in the world. They're out there. I'm telling you. Now, another thing I want to mention is, without sounding totally evil on these things, depletion lands, reserve list cards from Ice Age, but when I was playing, remember, they just we had just lost dual lands, right? During this time, we had gone from having an Underground Sea to having a River Delta. Now, an Underground Sea, you can tap it for black or for blue. River Delta, you can tap it for black or for blue, but you can only use it every other turn. So we hated them. The Velt, hated it. Timberline Ridge, we hated it. We didn't use these things. I know they're reserve lists, but at the time, back in the 90s, when we had dual lands, and Wizards was trying to find ways of getting around it and giving us something kind of like dual lands and giving us options, we hated almost every land that they put out back then. We hated them because we had the real deal and we didn't want to go back to anything less. We didn't want to. And for those players who didn't have any, they kind of grew up that way. They got used to not having them. And the game has expanded. And Wizards gave us new lands and has gone beyond that to give us a crazy library of lands now. But then people kind of forgot about depletion lands. Specifically the ones from Ice Age, which are reserve list. There are ones from Tempest that are not reserve list. We have other depletion lands that just have counters on them, that a counter gets removed. And of course then, it blows up that land at the end of that turn. I get those ones. They have a place. But can you use these semi-dual lands every other turn in any good way? Like, can they be used? We're getting to the point where they can, depending on what you're doing with them and how they're being used and what other combinations of lands you have. I think depletion lands will have a place if you're looking for a cheaper way of getting yourself some dual lands. And remember, there's only 5 of them that can be used. It's not a full set of 10. There is only 5, but still, it gives you some options in a commander deck or in other formats you're playing in. Let's take a look at the lands first, and then I'm going to explain what I'm talking about, okay? Let's jump to this. So the first card I'm showing you guys is Timberline Ridge. And for the sake of argument here, I'm also putting the Mogg Hollows, which is another form of depletion land from Tempest that is non-reserve list. So Timberline Ridge is reserve list and Mogg Hollows is not. Now, Timberline Ridge says, if there are any depletion counters on Timberline Ridge, it does not untap during your untap phase. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a depletion counter from Timberline Ridge. And it taps for a red, and you put on a depletion counter. It taps for a green, you put on a depletion counter. You see where that one goes? Pretty simple, nice to go with. Mogg Hollows, though, when it comes in, it does tap for red or for green, and then it doesn't untap during the next untap step. Not a depletion counter. You can't skip it unless you have a way of just untapping your lands. But there are ways of getting rid of counters. The other thing that the Mogg Hollows does, though, is it can just tap for colorless. So no real drawback. It's still an amazing land to have in a deck. It fits perfectly in a commander budget deck you want to build. Now, the price of the Timberline Ridge is $2.50 Canadian near mint, but it was out of stock locally. You can see the average price is $2.14 US. The market is $1.95 US and €2.29 to get that card. But ever since the last buyout in 2021, all of these depletion lands from Ice Age, which had gone through their very first buyout, they are all dropping in price. They're all coming down. So now we can speed up a little bit. I'm going to show you the other lands on the list. So here's Lava Tubes, does the exact same thing. All right. You can see Ice Age card, $2.50. You can see the average is $2.30. The market's $1.89. And then it's €1.50. But look at that price drop. Look how affordable these lands have become for people trying to build a different style of commander deck or trying to fit more mana into their deck with more options of mana availability. Now, when we go ahead and you take a look at Velt, you can see that one there. Again, they only have 5 of the depletion ones, okay? But you can augment these with the ones from Tempest to continue on with what I'm going to discuss with you all. On the land cap, You can see there, 250, 235, 180, and €2.60 to get that card in your house. Makes perfect sense, right? And then the last one I'm going to show you guys is River Delta. And that's when we're going to go, okay, you can get, a black or a blue, but only every other, these are all only every other turn. Perfect. Okay, let's stop there for a second. So, 3 things that these lands have going for them. Underpriced, reserve list, and they don't come into play tapped. 3 cons to these lands now. 1, they will get depletion counters. 2, there are better mana options out there. And 3, to make the depletions go away, you need some kind of combo in your deck to make that work. Now, the great news is, if you're trying to use depletion lands in your deck, congratulations. Reserve list cards, going to gain some value over time. And Wizards has unknowingly given us more options and more ways to untap those lands than ever before. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those options that may help you make a decision whether to use depletion lands or not. Storage Matrix is our first option today from Urza's Destiny, coming in at $6 Canadian near mint. The average is $3.81 US. The market has it at $3.67 US. Remember, Urza's Destiny was the first foil set ever for Magic, so foils of this era are very expensive, and that comes in at $76 US. And €2.33 to get to that card. This card has been reprinted before, but it is a great option. And it reads, as long as Storage Matrix is untapped, instead of each player untapping the permanents he or she controls during his or her untap step, that player chooses artifacts, creatures, or lands and untaps all permanents of the chosen type that he or she controls. So depending on when you want to do this and building a deck specifically to work with cards like this, you can easily get around the depletion effect because it untaps your lands. An amazing option for those who are thinking about using depletion lands. Here's another option for you. Visions, Sands of Time. This is a reserve list card, remember. Comes in at $10 Canadian near mint. The average is $5.48 US. The market has it at $4.16 US. And it's €5.19 to get you that card. This card has been trending down in price, making it very attractive for players to buy and just hold on to. The artwork is epic, but the card reads, each player skips his or her untap phase. At the beginning of each player's turn, untap each tapped artifact, creature, and land he or she controls, and tap each untapped artifact, creature, and land he or she controls. You can make sure you get those depletion lands untapped each and every turn. Just got to use it in the right way, another janky way of getting around the depletion effect. Our next option is an expensive one, but it's a beautiful card. The Candelabra of Tunnels from Antiquities. $2,000 Canadian for a heavily played copy. The average is $18.50.69 US. The market has it at $11.30 US and €914.99 to get that card. It has been crashing down in price, but untap X separate lands. So other lands that you may have in your deck and Commander, this can be used to untap the depletion lands when you need to at the most opportunistic time. It's an amazing card. It is an expensive option, but it is still an option out there that some players may be using. Our next choice is a much more affordable choice, and that is Magnus of the Candelabra from Time Spiral. Coming in at $2 Canadian near mint. The average is $1.37 US. The market has it at $1.59 US. A foil, though, it's a little older of a foil, right? So it's going to be $11.48 US and less than €1 to get you that card. It has gone down, dipped up. It's kind of doing its thing. He's a guy with a whole bunch of candles, worshipping the candelabra, but he does the same thing. He is a 1 casting cost, 1/2 creature. A little bit of a defensive grid there, but he also can untap lands that you might need at the perfect time. That's right, you can tap that colorless land that does nothing for you to untap one of your depletion lands. Way to go, Magnus. You are there. Maybe you're not happy with creatures. Maybe you don't want an artifact. How about Teferi, who slows the sunset? That's right, Innistrad Midnight Hunt card, $5 Canadian near mint. Average of $4.43 US. The market has it at $4.07 US. A foil is only $6 US and €4.86 to get you that card. He has crashed down in price. He's gone for nothing for 1 blue, 1 white, and 2 other. All you need to do is get to his ultimate power and all your lands untap at the end of your turn every single time. Regardless if there's depletion or not, this bad boy is untapping everything for you. Not to mention he gains life and looks at cards for your deck. This guy is pretty much a show-stopping card that is perfect for a depletion land or other lands that are tapped for various reasons. Way to go, Teferi, who slows the sunset. I have a feeling you are perfect for a depletion deck. Maybe you want a fun creature in your deck that doesn't cost a lot. How about the Prophet of Krupex? Theros block, great card, $1.50 Canadian near mint. The average is $1.01 US. The market is less than $1. A foil is $2.66 US, and it's less than €1 to get you that card. But remember, untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. That looks like a pretty saucy card to have, and it fits in well with depletion lands. That's right, cheap options for a deck you're trying to build, and you fit these right combinations of 5 colors together, you are going to have yourself a fun time. Our next card comes from Torment. Crow Sand Restore is less than €1 to get you that card. It's $1 Canadian near mint. Less than $1 US, although a foil is going to run you about $11 US because it's still an older school foil. This is a Druid, amazing card. It can untap a target land. So remember, you could be untapping a Gaia's Cradle, but you also could use it for depletion lands. If it has Threshold, you're untapping 3 target lands. Didn't say basic, did it? 3 target lands. This card could be perfect for decks like that, and a lot of people won't see it coming. They'll see some piddly 1-2 that cost you 3 that you don't know what you're doing with. Way to go. Consider options like this, and you're on your way. Maybe you're looking for an enchantment to make everything hold together for you. How about Awakening from Stronghold? $7 Canadian for a near mint copy. The average is only $5.45. The market has it at $4.82, and it's only €3.75 to get you that card. 4 casting cost enchantment, 2 green, 2 other, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, untap all creatures and lands. That's right, your lands will be untapping. But if you have a better mana combination with more variety, you will be ahead of your opponents, which is what you've got to consider when building a deck like this. It's how it's going to be built and put together with all the options available, dual lands, fetch lands, and of course these depletion lands. You could build something totally amazing. Maybe you're looking for a creature to give you a little firepower as well as do something cool. Then maybe the Seedborne Muse is from you. This is a 9th edition I'm showing you. $16 Canadian near mint. The average is $12.08 US. The market has it at $13.34 US. A foil is going to run you $44.96. It is an older foil, don't forget. And €5.42 to get you that card. It's recently come down in price, making it very affordable. 3 colorless, 2 green, and this guy is a 2/4. But untap all permanents you control during each other's untap step. Each player's untap step. That means every turn your stuff's untapping. With a huge array of mana combinations available to you, that will be a game-stopping, show-stopping, amazing, awesome time. I gotta say, there are a lot of options for using depletion lands. So there you have it. Some of the options you can use to make depletion lands available to yourself. If you can't afford a dual land, depletion lands are now a viable option inside commander decks with so many ways of getting the depletions off to make those lands available to yourself and make your commander deck a killer combo. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. If you have some ways that I've missed to get those depletion counters off, you go ahead, put those in the comment section, email me. I would love to know to update my knowledge myself. Everyone have a great day today. Remember, reserve list cards, they're awesome. Hold the line. And I'll see you guys soon. Shop smart, shop as smart. And of course, a big shout out to each and every patron on the channel. Thank you again, everyone, for the continued support. Don't forget to tune in on Saturday for the hottest selling cards of the week and Sunday for the hottest selling reserve list cards of that week. Looking forward to the live stream. See you guys soon. We got to go ahead and put a land in today. You made it to the end of the video. You're wondering what's going in the 10K box. Let's go ahead and put in a Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Why not, right? I mean, good card, good uses, a lot of fun. What can you say? It's going in, man. It's going in. Got to have some fun. That's what life's all about sometimes. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in today. Hope you had a blast. Don't forget, shop smart, shop as smart. Goes in that comment section. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for making it to the end. To that end of ends? To the end of the end. To the end of the end. To the end. To the end.